So the door just mysteriously closes. I'm gonna assume it was a mod that did it. Funny thing is, another thing you can do in this game actually, before I explain this. Oh, well, I can't wait in this location. But, if you just sit here basically until, like, you can check your, I think you can check your Pip-Boy for the time. Yeah, at the top right, 10:51. If you wait until nighttime, this will still show that it's daylight outside, which is funny. But whatever. You're not exactly expected to stay here for that long. So at the moment, it's only 10:21 in the morning. Okay, so edit my special skills. Now let's go ahead and fix this stuff the way we want it to be. Now, let's see. First thing you want to do, without a doubt, get your intelligence up to 9. Not 10, because we can find a bobblehead later that'll get us up to 10 without having to use up one of these points. So 9 for now. Luck, all it really does in this game, in Fallout 3, is it raises your chance to hit somebody critically. Which, critical hit, like, in video games, that just basically means you have a chance of doing more damage than normal, right? You, like, whatever. So it's not very useful. It also raises your skills, like, 1 point. So if I go up to 6, all my skills will go up 1 point more. But that's about it. Like, it's not incredibly useful. So, like, I used to just go just 1 luck. Like, whatever, fuck it. But there's a few perks that I want to have luck for 5 at. Oh, perks or something else I'll have to explain as well. But let's see. We can raise our stats later as well, don't worry. That's not a big deal. So we're gonna go ahead and lower a few of these for now. Get a strength up to 7, perception up to 6. Just it's not, they don't make a big difference, but that's a nice little balanced way to start off the game. If you do want to go ahead and put your luck all the way to 1 and get like 5 extra points you can put into stuff, that's fine. It doesn't even matter. You won't be penalized that much. Like I said, you can always raise your skills in several other ways later. So do what you want to do. This is what I'm gonna do for now. Another thing I need to fix is my tagged skills. Now that we're out of the vault, we're gonna change what we tag. Tagging, I should have explained this earlier. It raises the skill by 15 points. Right there. You can tag 3 skills to get like a sort of head start on what you're going to be doing. The reason some skills are higher than the others is because of our special stats. Because our intelligence is like at 9, we have 33 in medicine and 23 in science, stuff like that. We should have 23 in medicine, but I picked up that bobblehead earlier that gives me an extra 10 points, so we had set 33. Yeah, intelligence affects science, repair, medicine, whereas strength affects things like big guns, melee weapons, and unarmed, I believe. So, that's what that does. So, we're going to tag... Not explosives, because we don't know. Huh. You'll see why I'm contemplating whether or not to tag that later as well. We'll go ahead and let's get barter, just so we can have a head start on prices. The higher your barter, the lower your the prices that merchants will sell you things at, and the higher the price that you'll be able to sell them things at. If it's 100, you'll basically be selling and buying for like the exact value of the item. So if a weapon says that it's worth like 150 caps, if you have 100 barter, you'll most likely sell it for the 150, but since I only have 28, I'll probably only sell it for like, I don't know, 70 or something like that, and buy it for like 300 or something ridiculous like that. But in due time, we'll raise all these as well. Every time you level up, you get points to spend in here. So let's raise a small gun so we do more damage with small weapons, which are basically the normal weapons like pistols, rifles, sniper rifles, things like that. Big guns are like rocket launchers and fucking flamethrowers and miniguns, stuff like that. Energy weapons are lasers and plasma weapons, things like that. Explosives are grenades, anything that blows up or has incendiary properties to it. Lockpicking is also a nice one to get a heads up on. Repair is a really good one because that means we can fix our shit. Speech is... The thing about this game is, like, since it's a percentage chance, no matter what, you'll always have a percentage chance to get the speech check, to have a successful speech check. you'll never like automatically fail because like you have 13 speech or anything. So you could potentially leave your speech at 13 and still pass every single speech check in the game. Just make sure you save beforehand and be ready to try and fail over and over again until you finally do it. But it's not a priority. So I think we're just gonna go ahead and put it on probably lockpick. I don't know. Or should I just put it in medicine? You know what? Since we're playing on very hard, I'm gonna put it in medicine. Because that way we'll be able to heal ourselves more. Yeah. So that's it for now. Let's get into the actual game now. This is where the shit gets real! Fuck that tutorial bullshit! Welcome to the Capital Wasteland. Look at that. When I first played this game, I was in the 6th grade. So you can imagine how my childlike mind was just completely blown by this. So, first thing you want to do, you can actually probably put it like lower than that, but I'm just gonna go ahead and put it at 20. Oh, shit. Put it at 21. Put it at 21. It's fine. For something that we'll have to do later. Now we have another 15 points to fuck around with, so let's see what we want to do. Let's get lockpick up to 25. No. Let's get it to 20. 20 for now. And shit, I forgot to mention, I think that dead body that had the wrench next to it when we were fighting the rad roaches after our first gunfight, I looted a body and they had a utility jumpsuit on them. Make sure you pick that up. That shit is crucial. Well, it's not crucial, but it helps a lot. Trust me. Let's raise... You don't need to raise science either. Let's see. Let's put guns up a little bit. Barter. Repair can go up a few points. Couple. I'm probably going to be using small weapons. I might... I don't know. I might use both, actually. Small weapons and energy weapons. I never use big guns. Not a fan, honestly. They're useful every now and then, but for the most part, I usually just steer away from them. It's not my thing in games. We don't need to worry about energy weapons yet. It's gonna be a while before we actually get like a decent energy weapon anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Let's see. I don't know what else to do. I guess we could put speech up a little bit. And then, let's put sneak up a little bit too, why not? So, every level in Fallout 3, you get to choose a perk. And a perk does different things. You can read the descriptions on the side there. And depending on what levels you have certain skills and special stats, you will or will not be available to choose certain perks. So this one, for example, the Child at Heart perk, you need to be level 4. So we'll unlock that. We'll be able to choose it as a perk in 2 levels, and we also have a minimum. We need to have a minimum charisma level of 4 as well. So there's that. Now, for now, really, the only useful ones, Lady Killer is alright. 10% extra damage against females because we're male. Females get a different variation of this perk to where it basically does the same thing but for males, which is honestly a lot more useful because you're probably going to be fighting more male enemies than female, to be honest. But you can do that. That's useful. It's not a terrible perk. Swift Learner is fucking useless. Don't ever do that. It just makes it to where you get 10% more experience every time, but all that really does is speed up the game, the leveling process, which, I mean, it's a waste of perk. You might as well just be patient and enjoy the game at its intended pace. These aren't always that great, honestly. Thief and whatever. Like Thief, Gun Nut, and all that, Daddy's Boy, where they just raise certain skills by like 5 points. It's not exactly ideal. For now, we're just going to go intense training, which basically lets us raise our special attributes one by one. We can do this 10 times. So you can already see how what we choose at the beginning isn't really that important because we can, like I said, there's various ways you can raise it later. So what we're gonna do is raise, probably strength, honestly, because strength is also really useful because it helps you carry a lot more things, and that's incredibly useful in this game because when you go out on your little trip and decide you're gonna go to a certain place and go loot it, you're probably gonna come back like completely filled up with shit on you, and so you know it's always nice to have a few extra pounds that you can carry. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do for now. So here we are. Not a bad looking character. Alright, so let's get started. So, the thing with Bethesda games for me is I always have... Oh, this is all the DLC stuff loading in. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna get a few of these messages because I have all the DLC. I basically have the... You know what? Let me fucking put on something normal so I can run faster. What was I saying? Well, oh yeah, with Bethesda games, starting off, I always have a sort of routine that I like to follow, so that I get my the ideal startup. You know, so I'm basically prepared to take on the game. It gives me a nice advantage right from the start. So I'll show you the way I like to do things. There's a few things around here you can loot, like refrigerators always have food in them, always. Well, I probably shouldn't say that. There might be a few times where they don't. But yeah, and you can pretty much loot anything that looks like it might hold things inside of it, like this mailbox. Go ahead and grab this. This is another skill book. This one will always have that skill book in it. Yay! I can teach you how to lockpick here. So, lockpicks and security terminals are separated by difficulty. They can either be very easy, normal, hard, or very hard. You can always pick very easy locks because you only need a lockpick level of 1 to pick them, which it's impossible to not have one, I guess, unless you're, well, even then, I don't know. You might be able to use console commands to change that on PC, but whatever. And everything else increases in difficulty by increments of 25 skill levels, basically. So easy locks require 25, medium 50, hard 75, and very hard 100. So because we have 22 lockpick skill, we can pick this very easy lock, like I said, because you can always pick these. You basically want to find the sweet spot and then, you know, pick the lock. That's all you do. So, now, certain things that you can wear will give you boosts to certain stats as well. Like this pre-war baseball cap gives us a temporary +1 to our perception. Temporary in the sense that if I take it off, I won't have that +1 anymore, so check it out. Right now, my perception is 6. If I put this bad boy on, look at that, it's 7. But it has a plus next to it, indicating that I'm currently under an effect that raises it temporarily. Like, it won't go away as long as I have this on, but that's just how that is. And then there's also other ones that'll raise your skills, not just your special stats. Like this one, the Tunnel Snake outfit gives me a +5 with melee weapons. So you can kind of use these to kind of cheat your way into getting your skills just into the right amount for you to do certain things. So, this one right now, the Vault 101 Utility Jumpsuit. The reason it's so important for me to have it is because it gives me us +5 in lockpick and repair. So if you put this bad boy on, you'll be able to fix things a lot better than you normally would. Well, not a lot better, but, you know, every bit helps, right? So there we go. Because our repair level is complete bullshit right now, we can't fix it that much. You can see where it says C and D, that means condition. That bar tells you how repaired it is, basically, at what durability percentage it's at. And yeah, that's how that works. So, we have a bunch of 101 jumpsuits, so we can go ahead and use them to fix other things. That one's already... Damn, I have 8 security armors? Holy shit. I can sell that later. But yeah, you can go ahead and fix some things now to loosen up your weight a little bit if you need to. But yeah, that's how that works. I'm going to go ahead and keep this on for now just so I run a little bit faster and it doesn't take us as long to get from point A to point B. Vending machines. Nuka-Cola vending machines. They'll pretty much always have Nuka-Colas in them. Nuka-Colas are, you can use them to regain a little bit of health, but you'll also take a little bit of radiation with them. So you can see that right there, it's +2 rads. Radiation levels, depending on how much radiation you have on you, you'll start having, like, effects on you. If you max out at 1,000, you'll die. You'll immediately die. As soon as you hit 1,000, you're dead. So keep an eye on that. It's not a big problem. It's very rare for you to get to high levels of radiation without you noticing. But right here, you can check your effects. It'll tell you what kind of stuff is affecting what. So right there, the headgear, there's that hat giving me that +1% perception. And the utility jumps to give me that +5 lockpick and stuff. If I have... You see the big, like, the bolded tick marks, the longer ones? Every time you pass them, you get an effect on you. So, like, once I pass that first one, I'll have something happen, and same thing whenever I pass the second one and third one and fourth one, whatever. I don't remember exactly what happens, but, you know, it's best to just keep that in check. There's certain things that you can use to keep your radiation in check and reduce your levels and kind of make you more resistant to stuff. Radix will make you more resistant to radiation, and Radaway will take away radiation points. Right now we only have one Radix and we have no Radaway. That's why at the top right it says that. But that's that. Oh, right. I'm over encumbered now. See how I'm I should have 232 now. I'm over 230, which is my limit. So now this is as fast as I can move. And I can't fast travel. And you can only fast travel to places that you've been, by the way. So keep that in mind. So, let's go ahead and drink that Nuka-Cola. Every time you drink a Nuka-Cola bottle, you get a bottle cap. So now we have 3 bottle caps. We can use that to spend as stores and stuff. So, our first destination for now, just so we can get settled in and sell off anything we don't need at the moment, is Megaton. This is the first city, and it's going to be our home base. Pretty much for the whole game. You can eventually buy a house in Megaton, and that's where you can store all your stuff. This guy right here, he wants purified water. If you can find some purified water and you give it to him, it'll raise your karma level, but that's all it does. So, you know, if you've done some bad shit, you can get a bunch of purified water and give it to him and get it up a little bit. Get you from bad karma to neutral, or from neutral to good karma. So, let's head on in. So, here's the first speech check that you want to pass, basically. In a second. As soon as we come in, somebody's gonna come up and talk to us. So go ahead. It auto saves every time you go into a new area, like you pass a loading screen. But I'm gonna go ahead and save anyway, just cause.
Damn.
Fuck it.
Another newcomer. Name's Lucas Sims, town sheriff, and mayor too, when the need arises. I don't know why, but I like you, boy. Something tells me you're all right. So welcome to Megaton. Just holler if you need something.
Already. Nice town, brother.
Friendly and well-mannered. I think we're gonna get along just fine. You treat my people nice, and you're welcome to stay as long as you'd like.
Right.
I'm glad we understand each other. Now, is there something I can help you?
I don't want to be mean to him. You know, he's just trying to protect his town, whatever. He's doing his job. So, let's discuss this bomb. Megaton has this big-ass atom bomb in the center of the city. You can kind of see it over there next to his gun. It's that big-ass square-looking thing that's kind of tilted. It's armed. It's armed. I don't think it'll actually blow up at any point in the game, but you can basically defuse it for him if your explosive skill is high enough, and you'll get a caps reward. And I think you'll also get good karma for that, so that's that.
What about it?
Don't you think someone should disarm that fucking thing?
I don't trust any of the locals to tinker with it. Besides, most people don't even realize it's still a threat. And hell, Cromwell and those crazies from the Church of Adam, they worship the damn thing. Why? You think you got the know-how to disarm it? For good?
Yeah, man. I can do that for you.
Oh, all right. Fine. But listen here.
It's kind of fucked up that he just trusts us. And just met us.
Oh, easy.
Especially in this world.
If you get the job done, there'll be 100 caps in it for you.
Ah, Jesus, 9%? Alright, we're probably gonna fail this. But you want to pass this one. So if your speech skill is a little bit higher than mine, you'll have more of a chance to pass this. But since mine is so low, I have a 9% chance. So it's probably gonna take us a few tries to do this. But if it takes us more than like 2 or 3, then I'm just gonna go ahead and edit it out however many times it takes me to do this. So let's get started on our little attempt.
That's pretty
Oh
cool.
shit! First try?
Do it and you'll get your money. Don't screw up though.
Well, how about
All
that?
regret it.
That's badass. Alright, you can ask him for things. Let's go ahead and ask him about our dad. Maybe you can help me. I'm looking for my dad.
Well, come to think of it, I do remember a stranger coming through here. Had a look in his eye. You know the kind a man gets when he's got a purpose. Spend some time up in the saloon. Might want to check with Moriarty. Just watch yourself. That man's trouble.
Yeah, alright. I gotta go, man.
Good luck. Careful around that bomb.
So, before we actually disarm this thing, there's somebody we want to go talk to. Don't you ever in your fucking life talk to me again, you peasant. Now, if you excuse me, I'm gonna go tip this fucking cow. You think I'm kidding? I'm gonna tip this motherfucker. Get out of here. Yeah, you like that? Let's go sell some things first before we go fuck with that bomb, or deal with the business of fucking with that bomb. Right here is the Crater Side Supply. This is the first general shop that you'll have access to. Well, if you go my route. You can buy a few guns here and other things as well. And here's Moira.
Hey, I hear you're that stray from the vault. Oh, I haven't seen one of you for years. Good to meet you. I'm Moira Brown. I run Craterside Supply. But what I really do is mostly tinkering and research. Say, I'm working on a book about the wasteland. It'd be great to have the foreword by a vault dweller. Help me out, would you?
Yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure. I got plenty to say. What you want to know, baby?
Great. Just tell me what it's like to live underground all your life, or to come outside for the first time, or whatever strikes your fancy.
It was crap, dark, and the food sucked. Good riddance. Yeah, there we go.
That's terrible. But it'll be great for a forward. So in that sense, it's great. I think you're gonna like it out here. And here's the armored suit, just to make sure you don't get recycled into something else's food. That'll be good for the book. In fact, want to help me with the research? I can pay you, and it'll be fun.
Yes. Her research is basically what I base my starting routine off of. It's a great way to get a lot of experience starting off, and the quests aren't incredibly difficult, so it's always nice to go ahead and do her quests first. You know, you'll get a lot of spending money, you'll get a few items that'll help you out as well, and a bunch of experience, so it'll level you up pretty nicely before you go out and take on the harder parts of this game. So yeah, we'll go ahead and help her out. Pay, what sort of pay, and what sort of work?
Let's see. Dealing with radiation, testing an experimental device, and, I won't lie, it may include some reading. That sort of stuff, you know? But for all that, I can pay you with caps, meds, chems, and maybe even a few of those unique inventions, if you do a good job. Interested?
Yes!
Well, it's a dangerous place out there in the wastes, right? People could
yes.
really use a compilation of good advice, like a wasteland survival guide. For that, I need an assistant to test my theories. I wouldn't want anyone to get hurt because of a mistake. Nobody's ever happy when that happens. No, then they just yell a lot. At me. With mean, mean words.
It's funny. Moira is notorious for being one of the most hated characters in the game. I've always actually liked her, because she's really quirky and she's actually pretty smart. If you can't, like, it's a little hard to tell because she's also fucking like she's a little bit loopy up in the noggin, but she knows what she's talking about. Actually, she's just weird. But yeah, I like that. I like my characters to be a little weird. So Yeah, sounds like a great idea. I can't wait to help out. Let's do business together.
Good enthusiasm! Now, I think the first chapter will have to be about surviving day-to-day dangers. Things like where it is and isn't safe to find food, the dangers of radiation, and how to avoid and even profit from dangerous landmines. Ooh, sounds like fun, doesn't it? Which do you want to do first?
The first one you want to do is radiation.
Well, that's what I need your help for, isn't it? I know lots about it from books, but I never seem to get a live example. Not for long, anyway. So I need you to get a bit of radiation poisoning, so I can study its effects. Oh, not a deadly dose, of course. I can fix you up before that.
Alright, I'll get radiated. Just be ready to fix me up.
Oh, you're a peach. Or at least some sort of hardy fruit that grows in the savagely irradiated mockery of agriculture we have nowadays.
Mud fruit?
Now, 200 rads should be enough for basic sickness. But if you can get 600 or more rads, my test will be even more accurate. Just make sure you can get back here, and I'll see to it that you're well taken care of.
Okay, so like you said there, the minimum that we need for this quest is 200 radiation, but if we get 600 radiation, we get a bonus, which basically means a bigger reward. It's never like a huge bonus. I think there might be a few times where like the bonus is actually really nice, but I'm pretty sure you have to do all the bonuses in order to get a perk from her whenever you finish all her quests. And right now we have 3 tasks that we can go about doing. Her book is going to be split up into 3 different chapters, and with each chapter we'll have another 3 tasks to complete before moving on to the second one, or the third one. So for now we're on chapter 1, we're doing the first 3. Once we do these, we'll move on to chapter 2, do the next 3, then chapter 3, do the last 3, and that'll be that. And obviously they get a little bit more difficult as we progress. So, yes.